today? How was the competition and everything for you?
Today was good. It was a lot of great work out there working with Coach Leonidas.
What would you learn from Coach Leonidas today? Is there anything
I learned,
you picked up?
yeah, he taught me like hand placement and things like that and stuff like that.
In terms of taking this trip up to Ohio, like what else do you have kind of on the docket? Is it just OSU or is it other kind of camps that you're taking?
I think I have a 7-on-7 at Auburn and Georgia, so I'm gonna work out there, and then I'll probably camp at Texas.
What impresses you about Ohio State? Like, what's your impression of this place, like getting on campus, working with James?
Oh, everything expresses me like Coach Leonidas. He's a great coach because he did it before and stuff like that. I like how hands-on he is. Like before he showed the drill, he did it. So that's really good.
And where does obviously it's still pretty early in your recruiting process. But where does kind of Ohio State sit for you? Like,
they're up there for sure. They're top of the list.
Why is that? Like, what about Ohio State kind of appeals to you?
We just really like the tradition around here and stuff like that, and the home field for sure.
How has James James Leonidas kind of told you, like, what has he said? Like, this is what you would be if you were to join Ohio State?
Oh, he hasn't. We haven't talked about that yet.
What is your relationship like with James? Like, how much do you guys stay in contact? What do you guys talk about?
We stay in contact almost every week. I talk to him almost every week for sure.
Which other schools are kind of talking to you every, pretty often at this point?
Auburn, Texas, Oregon, USC, schools like that. More schools.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you have plans to come back, whether it's later this summer or for a game this fall?
Yes, sir. I'll probably for sure make a game this fall. Yes, sir.
I mean, outside of just the camp, have you had a chance to see anything around campus that maybe you hadn't been able to check out before?
Really last time we really went over and looked at everything, so I think I've seen everything so far.
So it's just very focused on competing,
yes, sir.
Showing the best version of yourself?
Yes, sir. I really just want to come out and work.
Sorry, Ben. If you were to describe yourself as a player, like, what do you do well as a linebacker, like, for those who may have not seen you play?
I tackle well in space, and I can cover really good, and I can rush the passer.
So versatility is
yes, sir.
Yeah. What did you get working with Coach Leonidas today that maybe you didn't know about him coming in?
I knew he was hands-on, but I didn't know he was like that hands-on, so that kind of stood out to me.
How much him as a player, and obviously you probably don't remember a ton of his playing days, but knowing that he played here, played in the NFL, how much that hands-on stuff, how much does that impact what you're thinking about a coach like that?
Oh, that's like really that's really like everything you would want in a coach. Like a coach that did it before, and not just someone who's telling you who hasn't done it, like a coach that actually done it at the highest level. So that's really good.
Does he look like somebody that could still line up and play a couple reps?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
I'm curious, being from down south, like what is the perception that you had of Ohio State kind of before, and how does that change now that you've kind of been recruited by them? What did you know about OSU, and what kind of brand power did they have down south?
I really knew a lot because, growing up, Ohio State was one of my favorite schools, so I really knew a lot. But, coming out here, I learned way more. Like, I learned about all the Heisman, all the tradition, and, yeah.
Growing up, who's the first player that came to mind when you think of Ohio State?
Oh, that's Chase Young.
Chase Young?
Yes, sir.
I feel old.
Have you gone back and looked at some of James Leonidas' clips?
Oh, yeah. When I'm in his office, we watch him all the time.
He's showing you his own clips?
Yes, sir.
Showing off?
Yeah.
When you talk about growing up, what stood out about Ohio State that made you a fan, not being from Ohio?
What really stood out to me was the fans. Like, I came to the spring game. It was 80,000 people at the spring game. That's crazy to me. So really that for sure.
And